Good evening and welcome to the real world. It's no secret that this is a different and more interesting Chodesh other than we're used to. Other years, maybe in the past, it was just a very, very carefree, happy time, and the table was covered in Shalach Manas, and everyone was busy in costumes and preparing for bird sudas and themes and all the things, all the signs of Yiddish. This year is a little more different. Regardless of where you live, you're dealing with some sort of restriction, and people around you are suffering. And of course, it's not an easy thing. Everybody knows, you've heard this a million times. Rashi says in this week's Parsha, Yaakov Avinu, the Atzei Shitim that were used in the Mishkan came from Yaakov Avinu, planted the cedar trees, and he sent them with his children into the Midbar. The Klal Yisrael should have them when they built the Mishkan to use that wood, the cedar trees, or I think the real wood is acacia, A-C-A-C-I-A. I'm sure somebody, one of our vigilant viewers will certainly correct me if I pronounced it or spelled it or got it wrong. And the question everybody knows, why the bunch of tachash, let's say, the skin that covered the animal that covered the Mishkan, was, Chazal tell us, was only Nivra L'Shah. It was only created for that generation. It was a miracle. It was an animal that wasn't before, it wasn't after, it was only for that generation. So why could the Rebbe Shalom do the same thing with the trees? They were building a Mishkan, they needed trees. The Rebbe Shalom would have made sure that they had the trees they needed. He would have given them materials. And everybody says that was the Messiah. Yaakov Avinu was showing you can't build without connecting to what was. We need a Messiah where people that runs on Messiah being plugged into the people who came before us, to their ideas, to their ideals, to their values, to their Kedusha, to their essence. And Yaakov Avinu wanted that to go into the Mishkan, and that's the way we roll until today. Somebody told me over last year, there was a very chashuv Yid, Elkanah Zoberman, the Yarden of Rav, a Talmud of a Mayarik, Galiziani, the real Talmud Chacham, and a chashuv Rav after the war. He died young. He was only 59. His son is a Moshe Zoberman, Zalzain Gesund, a very, very beloved Magachir and Babu of big Talmud Chacham. By Moshe Zoberman's bris, his father gave Sandakais to a certain Yid, a particular Yid, who wasn't known to be a big gain or a big tzaddik. There were a lot of big rebbes. And Rabbi Zoberman was a Yid who traveled, who sat at the Mizrach Vat with all those rebbes. He knew who the Gedalim were. He had access to everybody. And people thought it was interesting that he gave Sandakais for his son. He came out of the war and son, Sandik, to a Yid who was not known to be such a big luminary, a chashav Yid, of course, but not, why him? So somebody told me in the family last week something that moved me so deeply. He said over that this Yid, when the moment of liberation came, everybody reacted differently. This Yid came, a Polish Yid from a Gara family, and the Americans came in, liberate, free, it's over. The Nazis have no more power over you. What's the first thing you're going to do? The first thing this Yid did was he tucked his pants into his socks. Gara Hasidim go, of course, Heisenzaken with the pants stuck into their socks. It's a certain Hasidic look. And on his flimsy little concentration camp garb, he put it in his pants because he was free. He was able to do what he wanted. What he was really saying was, what he was really announcing was, I'm still the same person. I'm still connected to my fathers, to my Zaydas, that I'm not changing. I think that was what so impressed the Yarden Avarav, that he wanted Sandik for his newborn son, being raised in America, to be somebody who intrinsically understood what it means to have a Messiah and to be connected. We don't always get to create Messiahs, because Baruch Hashem, we're spoiled. We grew up with our fathers and the Zaydas who gave us so much, and we see the songs they sang, and we try to conduct the Yantav table the way they did. This year we get to create a Messiah. Because I don't know if our kids ever saw, and Amit Hashem, they'll get older, and life will be good again, but there'll be Purims, maybe that will have different challenges. Everybody faces challenges. They'll get to learn from us this Purim. How did my parents prepare for Purim in in 2021, when it was Tashon Pei Aleph? It was a little more challenging than other years, when people around them maybe weren't in the mood, maybe when they weren't in the mood. They were facing whatever hardships or difficulties they were facing. Did they still find a way to create Purim? Because Yidden, that's our Messiah. We're happy on Purim. This is what Chazal tell us. That's what we've always done. We could do it this year. Like Yaakov Avinu taught us in the Mishkan, we can make it come alive for them.